All right, testing audio. Okay, it sounds like we are good to go on YouTube. So. Okay, so let's try that again. My name is Jared. This is Engineering the Markets, and it is December 28th, 2021. Apologies for not checking that before getting into the topic for today, but what we were discussing is the idea behind our time frame that we currently are experiencing. And that is going to be what you're going to hear in the news. You're going to hear about the phenomena of the Santa Claus rally moving into the rest of this week, along into the first 2 days of January. For this particular time frame, the stock market has a couple of underlying dynamic reasons for more of a bullish probabilistic drift to the upside. Usually things like tax harvesting or tax closure. You're going to see things like more retail participation as certain firms are either wrapping up the end of year performance, along with things like just an overall feeling of optimism, elation after a long bull market, and even things like post-holiday cash infusion into the market, basically additional funds being distributed amongst different people through the holiday season. Now, normally in the Santa Claus rally, based on previous averages, you're looking at a period of performance of approximately 1.3% on average. Usually, during this time, this is a more bullish period for the market performance. And given yesterday's move to the upside, we obviously have very clear range breakout. We have a lack of any sort of warning signs for this breakout to fail. And we are clearing this trading range. So we will start to look at upside targets in just a moment. But the performance yesterday matches the overall average of the normal Santa Claus rally period of performance, that 7-day period this week and the next 2 days of January. If you're watching the news, you'll also hear things like this is our strongest start to the Santa Claus rally since 2000. So over the past 20 years, while the period of time that we are in often results in sort of a positive return for the market, we're actually starting with one of the best percentage gains in the past 20 years, ever since 2000, back into the dot-com bubble timeframe. So really optimistic period for the market. We have a very clear move to the upside, and the path of least resistance for the time being appears to be bullish. As we start to look at where we've come from, it's worth noting that we are clearing this trading range that the market has been in since October. And as we start to breach the upside of this trading range, we want to start thinking about topside targets. Where can the market go, especially since we've already achieved the average of the Santa Claus rally period of performance, that 1.3 average percent. So one thing I often like to do is just start off with simple tools. Things like Fibonacci expansion and Fibonacci extensions can give me a sense of where this market may be headed if we're simply looking at the trading range that we are departing from. And this has been a pretty useful tool in the past. You'll note that if I take the same tool utilize it near our previous trading range. This 161 extension marked a relative top for the market. And ever since this move completed, we sort of broke bullish around the end of October. We moved very quickly to the upside. And then, of course, this high took quite a while for the market to resolve, of which we are seeing that first sign of resolution yesterday. So this tool continues to be just a gauge of some upside potential targets, along with where can we expect the initial sign of possible weakness or a possible pivot in the market. And what that 161 projects out to is approximately 483 for the SPY. Now, shifting back into the SPX really quickly from yesterday's conversation, it's also worth noting that during this breakout, we've achieved the upper bound of the expected move. It's a bit hard to see with my high print, but we're looking at the upside target of 47.98 for the week ending December 31st. And that is simply our option expected move. It's a pricing mechanism based on implied volatility. And ultimately, it's something that the market has responded well to over the past couple of sessions. We've seen lower bound tests of this expected move. Now that we are looking at more of a bullish upside target, these areas might be worth considering for intraday play, both today and into the rest of 2021. The Nasdaq as well coming through its trading range, notably not at all-time highs, but lots of relative strength inside of the tech sector. As we start to breach and make new swing highs, the idea of trend line adjustment comes into play. And this is a more technical nuance of when to respect a trend line and when is it fully set inside of the chart for future usage. Often we draw trend lines as sort of a gauge of where to expect drawdowns to stall, and breaches of these trend lines can be opportunities if other signals provide buying or selling opportunities against them. But you'll note that the Nasdaq has been trading in a channel for a long period of time. We've seen high to low transitions, mostly evident on the weekly time frame. If I pull it back to the past 3 years, this rising channel has been sort of our core buy and sell area for the Nasdaq the entire year since last August. But looking more short term, as the market breaches higher, we can think about the adjustment of this lower bound trend line, essentially taking the most recent swing lows and realigning them to the more recent range bound swing lows that have had I would say more current definition in this market and may provide earlier signals for long and even short target opportunities. So setting this trend line needs to be done at a certain point. It can't be done too early, essentially without confirmation. And usually what traders will often do is they will align their trend line based on the most recent activity, expecting it to hold, but with a lack of confirmation, usually these trend lines breach relatively quickly and often can provide trap scenarios or false signals for buying and selling opportunities. It's worth noting that our original structured trend line from a previous pullback before the bull run started, I would say, back in early October. We got up to our range bound expansion, and then of course we saw the breach of the trend line facilitated by both higher selling volume and then the range definition that followed thereafter. As we move this trend line out to more recent swing lows, we can see things like lower bound tests of this area, along with our most recent drawdown, essentially marking a new swing low with a lack of follow through and now from a trend line perspective, a possible bear trap scenario. The idea that this trend line looked as if it was going to breach to the downside, but not only are we seeing a strong thrust back to the upside from this area, but we're also seeing a range breakout. So we have an area of confirmation, or a signal that this trend line is solidified and confirmed. And if the market does draw down into this area, it can be another point of interest outside of our channel low, simply because it hasn't been of use on this most recent correction. And that's a way for us to move forward, to evolve our technical structure as the chart dictates, and ultimately to know that if this trend line does breach, the channel low is still in play, and that becomes more of a risk to the downside on a breakdown of this trend line. So, looking good across the board. As we mentioned, lots of strength across the market. I'll just comment on the IWM. Still continuing its bullish thrust from low to high. Little bit of push into the 200 period yesterday. Not seeing any signs of weakness yet, but I do still expect some chop moving forward. And that, of course, is going to be dictated by maybe a pause in some of the bullish posture throughout this rally over the next couple of days. Now, shifting over into more of a heat map view of the market, we can start off with the S&Ps and see that for the most part, the market was fairly correlated to the upside yesterday. Lots of different sectors showing relative strength. Most sectors just following the overall percentage gain of the S&Ps. And more importantly, from a sector overview type of heat map, you can see that some of the percentage performance of our stronger market cap sectors were leading this breakout of the range. For example, technology continues to be in focus, continues to outperform on those stronger bullish days, and ultimately has been a key player in why this market has been so strong inside of its bullish trend. Some other interesting sectors, I think energy sparked up a bit yesterday, more so than we've seen in recent history. If you take a look at the XLE chart, you can see that we have recovered off of a more aggressive buy. This, of course, being that 200 period moving average, one of the main areas of interest for pullback buys for institutional type plays. We're seeing a strong thrust back to the upside. And then our initial sign that the downtrend or the correction might be ending is the close above the 20. This is that first indication that maybe this bounce has more energy than previous pullbacks in the past. And of course, as this evolves, we're going to be looking for things like a retracement breakout, along with some additional volume to get this through back into more of a neutral to bullish posture. Some stocks that may be worth watching for intraday or swing opportunities. One of the more aggressive moves yesterday that I spotted was Apache. We also had Marathon Oil coming off of low to high and breaking a previous daily pivoting type candle, something that looked as if the market was going to turn, but of course it did not. And then of course for the XLE ETF, you want to be focusing on which stocks are carrying a lot of the market cap for this particular ETF. The likes of Chevron and Exxon are the two mainstays, both of which had very strong bullish days. Exxon with that breaking of a possible pivot, and CVX nearing its more relative highs. Understand that it is not at all-time highs, but overall strong posture on the daily. So energy saw that resurgence. That, of course, is coming with the asset class crude, still in a structure of backwardation. in regards to its future contracts. So the term structure does have a bit of a bullish pressure inside of the supply and demand dynamics into next year. And what that normally looks like is outside of the technical chart, you're seeing the term structure of the contracts with more of a gravitational sort of lean towards the current spot price. Now, as I adjust this to be a bit less cluttered, we'll just look at the contracts into next year. Close this out. You can see that the current spot price of crude right now is sitting at approximately $76.50. But because this market is in backwardation, the futures contracts all the way out into next year currently sit at lower spot or lower prices, lower relative prices to the spot. That ultimately provides a bullish lean into this market, as opposed to what is often a more normal structure. And that, of course, is when your market is in contango. You can often see this with things like volatility, which often has that normal sort of rising structure into future contracts, albeit there is a bit of a tail end into the end of next year, fairly normal for volatility as well. So looking at those supply and demand dynamics into next year, energy continues to be an area of the market that has a bit of a macroeconomic narrative, along with a technical structure that is starting to resolve itself from a more recent correction. So want to be keeping an eye on this for possible plays, and obviously looking for those opportunities short term, whether you're catching relative lows with risk-defined positions, along with looking for the market to get back into a previous trending structure, which it had previously. Some of that structure more evident on the weekly. And once again, just kind of noting some very straightforward trend line ideas, even moving back into the COVID lows or adjusting it away from a more deceptive low, something that was a bit more unpredictable, and just looking at more relative lows. The trend line is still intact at this time. Some of our best buying opportunities have occurred on this trend line. So other areas of the market that continue to be in focus, I would say that Tesla continues to be a stock in play. It's worth bringing it up intraday and pretty much every session, because it is driving a lot of order flow into the S&Ps. Its relative volatility is quite high, so those adjustments in market cap can dictate short-term opportunity. Want to keep an eye out for what I consider to be the first area of resistance on this bullish thrust. We pretty much completed sort of a low to high transition for the most recent channel-based structure. And you'll note that Tesla, even though we did have a deeper correction to set the low, this channel still remains fairly intact. This, of course, being that bear trap scenario where we came into a higher time frame support and it triggered a much more aggressive move from low to high. So want to keep an eye out for this. Watch out for a bit of chop near this area, and also be looking for possible rejection to start the daily consolidation, as Tesla has had 3 to 4 days of very straightforward upside opportunity. All right, and as we sort of wrap things up today, nothing really of note outside of keeping the Santa Claus rally mentality in the back of your mind. It is a relatively more bullish leaning period of the market performance that should continue into early next year. But because we've already performed the average percentage, want to also be cautious of consolidative days, basically lower volume, lack of follow through type days, where we still in the 7-day period with a relative gain, but some of those intraday sessions might be a bit lackluster. And one thing to maybe kind of give some idea of whether that's going to occur is keep an eye on our VIX. We did see this pull back into the lower bound ranges. Nothing really of note as far as risk or even preparation for downside. We're seeing the volatility of the volatility, or the premium acceleration inside of the VIX coming down as well. Really nothing of note for fear or downside risk. Another even interesting note is our skew. For those who have attended the Tuesday and Thursday sessions with Artie in our Bear Bulls chat room, the skew has come back into some elevated levels. And this is indicative more of hedging to the downside as opposed to all out bearishness or predicting for a downside move using things like at the money or even in the money put strategies. So there is a sort of normalcy returning to the market. We're seeing things return to what has been a very typical bullish uptrend. Lots of things are calming across the board. And until we see maybe a session of a correlated downside move, this market may simply have the path of least resistance back to the upside. But for now, looking for those pullback buys, defining risk in the case of the alternate thesis, watching sectors that continue to be leaders, albeit they're not going to be market cap leaders. Something like consumer staples, which did have a positive breakout during the correction in the market. Utilities, which have already pulled back to the 20. This, of course, being our first chance of a buying opportunity for a pullback. And then our healthcare sector continuing to be a leader, large market cap names existing in this space, and making a new all-time high on yesterday's session amidst some of the other outperformance that we noted in tech, which also made a new all-time high. So essentially, don't fight this uptrend until we see some better signs. Try to look for opportunities to get involved with the dominant trend. Pullback buys tend to be the best way to do so. And also structure your trades in the case where the thesis falls apart. Fading this market can be opportunistic, but ultimately the path of the least resistance, along with those upside targets, might need to be achieved before we can see the initial drawdown. So keep that in mind as we break our range, as we get to our bullish 7-day period for the Santa Claus rally, and look for those moments in time to get involved with the market. So with that said, shorter session. Apologies for the audio issues. Stay safe, trade safe, and stay tuned for pre-market prep. We'll talk more tomorrow.
It's good. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Norm. How you doing today?
Hey, good morning, brother. How you doing? I missed you, man.
Oh, same here, man. We haven't seen each other in what, 2 weeks almost.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks
Yep,
and a
yep.
day, thanks to me sleeping in yesterday.
Oh man, hope you're doing well, my friend.
I am. I'm tired, man. A couple of things, but I, uh, I slept on the hallway upstairs last night, so I'm a little sore. I'm an old
mm,
man.
mm,
I'm a little puffy, but we'll get through this.
absolutely. People are saying no video. In chat, I show the video. Make sure you guys are switching over to my name, Carlos, at the top.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
there's no video, homie.
no video, huh? I see it
No,
here.
yeah, for
Strange.
whatever reason, it's not coming through.
Okay, hold on. Let me refresh.
YouTube is fine, of
Yep,
course, but
yep.
for whatever reason, the chat room's not coming through right.
All right. Um, 1 second, guys, over on YouTube. So let's refresh over here and make sure things are good. Um, all right. Is there a video now? Do you guys see that? Are you guys seeing the video in
Uh,
chat or no?
there we go. Yeah, if you
Okay.
it might default to the scanners, but we've got if you pick
Switch
Carlos's
over.
feed, you'll get it. Yeah,
Yep. Perfect. All right, man. I have been running a fever all night. My son as well. So
I'm
definitely
sorry,
has
homie.
not been fun. But yeah, we'll make this work today. Guys, let's get to it. Our list from yesterday happened over here. We had quite a bit, starting with NKLA. So NKLA this morning also looking slightly active. Let's go ahead and put in a the 5 minute from yesterday. Here we go. So that's yesterday's action. Big sell off. I had a very nice pre market action in the morning, and that actually tends to trade very well at times for NKLA. Usually not one of our favorite stocks, but here you can see it did get a beautiful drop into the market open. So that was nice yesterday. We had CCL, which was again very weak at the beginning of the day of the morning at least. Brian took an amazing trade here. Sure, he got in pre market on this one. And was able to drop it down nicely all the way down to some levels. Then you had this great reversal back towards the highs of the days, back to the VWAP, and a nice continuation on CCL yesterday. Here's United Airlines, the travel companies, again, all selling off at the start of the day and then kind of bouncing back a little bit here. Apple was just incredible. Look at this yesterday, just insane. I mean, I know the SPY was strong, but Apple just crushing it, guys. Look at this beautiful pop above this pre-market highs. Does come back, test this level again, once again, this 177. Obviously, that was a pre-market high we had here. You can see that becoming great support. And I love this here. If you look at this here, right, every time it drops below that, it shoots right back up. So every candle here closing above that 177, that's great buying pressure. And then just look how nice this thing takes off over here and hits the high of the day and then some. Really, really nice. Today, looking active already, will definitely be on our list as well. Here, SAOP, very choppy at the open. Again, you got some of these drops coming in here. Some of these happen out of nowhere. We are talking about these in chat, but again, just not really a great trade. It looks decent now if you're looking at this section here, but outside of that, it really wasn't a great trade. Fuel cell, F cell, the beautiful short yesterday. This was actually very clean. Price action was nice. I missed it here. It just ran away from us. And look how great its continuation was here on F cell if you took advantage of that. One that I did not have on my list, and Andrew had just an amazing, amazing short, not short, sorry, long on this was Tesla. So make sure you check out his recap. He had a beautiful trade on this. I think he was one and done. I don't think he came back and traded after that. So that was very, very clean. A nice trade there for Tesla. And the SPY, just a quick look overall yesterday, just completely crushing it. Let's go over to our market pulse and kind of see what's going on with the SPY.
Yeah, we're just kind of in that. It's that weird week between Christmas and New Year's where you think it's slow, but it not really. It never really is because rebalancing and people positioning for next year, etc. So yeah, obviously getting our Santa Claus rally just came a little late this year. The only thing we have today is the S&P Case Shiller Home Price Index, which is spelled horribly up there on the screen.
Close
Um,
enough.
yeah, but I think you get the point of what I was trying to type. Yeah, so
All right, let's get to what we have this morning on our gappers list, guys. Not a bad list here. A couple of things in the green. Some of these tickers we've seen before. AHPA, low flow stock, doesn't trade. Oh, hold on, forgot to switch over. Doesn't trade very well. And then we have BBIO, also a so-so stock on that one. On the gapping down list, we do have quite a bit. Some names that we've seen here more often than
Trash,
not.
really.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. MBOT, low flow stock. Then you can have the Bitcoin. We'll see what's going on there with Mrna. Riot is not on here, but we'll take a look at Riot. Nvax we don't like, and OK was I think it was horrible yesterday. It's on my secondary list. I think that's the one that dropped like from $80 or something.
You were
So-
out. It was constantly on the list while you were on vacay.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
okay. I saw it yesterday. We were talking about it yesterday, and that's when I realized this thing dropped $80. I mean, geez, we're 70, whatever the case is.
Yeah, there's no point in even looking at that ticker.
Yep. Here we go. All right, guys, let's take a look at what we have on our gappers list this morning. I'm going to remove here. Let's see if we have anything fun. And then we'll get to the chat and see what you guys have on your end. So we'll make some rows over here. And let's start with Relay or RELI this morning. They are up 34%. 4.7 million shares traded so far. 1.1 million shares flow. So it's a low flow stock, but definitely active. Really moving pretty good.
838, and it's traded 4 times its float.
Careful. Careful.
Hold on.
4.7. This is again very, very risky. Definitely moving. It's got some good volume to it. Let's see how this looks a little bit later. Definitely low flow, very active. AHPI is a low flow that does not tend to trade very well. They got 1 million shares traded this morning. I don't like this pop here. They got the one initial pop and then just kind of going sideways and down. That's typically not what you want to see on the low flow stock. So we'll skip on it for now. BBIO, we've seen this in our gappers list more often than not. Doesn't trade very well. Again, just not a big fan of it at the moment. VUZI making an appearance, horrible pre-market action. And what we mean by that is just look at the way this thing is forming here. You barely have any volume, only 113,000. And even then, you're not getting a great pre-market activity anyways. And look at their daily. They have not been doing a whole lot the last couple of weeks. So not liking what's going on there. Let's see what's gapping down. KNSA. This is down 13%, 265,000. Went as low as $7. Back at 10. This is scary. What's the float on this? 32.5. It is just a scary looking stock at the moment. I don't see anything
special, man.
Yeah, I don't see anything great on this. Just be careful.
Biotech that had a COVID treatment that flopped. So
yeah, and the spread is 20 cents.
20 cents on a $10 stock is a lot.
It's huge. It's huge. Again, we know it can get better, guys, but just be careful with that one. NBOT was horrible yesterday. We had it on our list as possibly a low.
Why wasn't it this morning that I slept in?
I know.
I missed this mess instead of yesterday. You guys had a good day yesterday.
Yesterday was a lot of good runs in the morning and continuation. So today's not looking so good so far. Every ticker on here looking pretty crappy. NBOT very choppy at the open. Didn't do well. Second day here, gapping down, not a big fan, so just be careful. BFRI, what is this? Biofrontera, dropping down here, a couple of points, down 7% right now. Horrible pre-market action. Float on this is 3.6. We need a whole lot more action than this. Be very careful on this.
On the list a lot when you were out as well.
Oh yeah, very careful on that one, guys. Here's HUD. All right, let's see what's going on with Bitcoin. We have HUD. We have BitF. I saw Mrna earlier. Yep, here's Mrna as well.
Bitcoin's essentially flat.
Yeah. When Bitcoin's flat, these guys don't do much, right? This one is up 3.8, 210. Unless they have any specific news, they're really not tradable. So I don't see anything great on that one. Maybe I'll put Mrna as a possible, right? That's about it. We'll see. Wow, nothing's on our list besides these two things, and they're not even great. SOPA yesterday was active a little bit, not great trading. This morning, I'm not seeing a whole lot here, nothing there at the moment. Nvax is a horrible trading stock, guys. I believe yesterday the day before that actually did something decent. It was actually yesterday. We saw, I mentioned this, it was on my secondary list. It had a decent pre-market activities, it has some volume to it. And actually at the market open, now that we're looking at it, I didn't watch it closely. It did trade very well, actually. Typically, that's not the way this thing trades, and you have to be very careful. This thing can move $5, like nothing. So you got to be very, very careful. Today, right now, pre-market, again, not better than yesterday by any means at all. I'm not gonna have this on my list this morning. Okay, also was crap yesterday. This is one that dropped,
Yeah.
guys. If you guys remember,
Just if you see this ticker, don't even pull it up.
yeah, it's just going sideways right now. So there's no fun happening here at the moment. So, wow, I'm ready to go back to bed. Norm,
Yeah. I shouldn't have gotten out of bed, dude.
yeah, you should have
Or
stayed
excuse me, off the hallway floor.
off the hallway floor. I slept in the living room on a mattress. Keep the
Did you
wife
get in a
safe.
fight with your wife or what?
No, well, I was running a fever, so I wanted to stay away from
Oh,
her.
okay.
And
Why
we
is
got
everybody's sick? I've been out of it, man. So, long story short, my kid, when we moved into this house, we used to live in a ranch style 1-story house, and his bedroom was like on the same floor, and it's freaked him out ever since we've lived here that his bedroom's upstairs. It's terrified of him.
Oh, yeah. You did mention
So
that to
he's
me
been
before. Yes,
sleeping
yeah.
downstairs for the last year or so. And I'm like, no, it's time. You're 5. He just turned 5. We're gonna
Wow.
do this. So
5.
now the only thing that's changed really well. He's sleeping up there, but in addition to that, I get to sleep in the hallway outside his room to make sure the monsters don't come in.
Right. Kind of transition him over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I probably have COVID for sure. There was one guy at our party on Friday night,
Seriously.
Christmas Eve. He was positive, and everybody else is sick. Everybody that was at that party is sick. So I'm just like, dude.
Sorry to hear that, brother.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just it feels like just like a regular sickness. I did lose a taste in my mouth for sure, so I'll be fine.
Right.
It just sucks being sick,
Yeah, it sucks being sick, man. I'm sorry. I hope you feel better, brother.
Yeah, thank you, man. All right, let's get to it, guys. We need your help. I know we're gonna look
went
at
to Christmas
Apple.
Eve church. There was a kid behind me coughing so much. I'm sure any day.
See, it's not how dangerous this thing is, which again, it could be dangerous if you have health issues, whatever the case may be. It's just how contagious it is. That's the real problem. You'll be fine. It just sucks how easily you can catch this thing.
Well, I'm not going to be acting with Alec Baldwin anytime soon either. So
Don't do that neither, because obviously he has some issues there, man. Oh. Guys, Apple, we're going to be watching that one. Obviously, 855,000 right now. Not doing a whole lot, but I expect this one to be a good one today. Let's look at Nvidia. Let's look at some favorites here. Nvidia this morning, very active. The tech sector has been very fun to watch. We look at Nvidia, not MU, but let's look at AMD. See what AMD is going on, and then I'm going to go to the chat, see what you guys have this morning. AMD's day looks good. Wow, I didn't look at AMD yesterday. Big day for them. Big day here. Apple took all the glory yesterday. I mean, it was just incredible how clean that was. AMD, I thought Andrew traded AMD. I don't remember. At least he was looking at
what,
it.
yesterday?
Yeah, I thought he traded it.
Tesla was his main
I know
trade,
Tesla
right?
was his big one. No, he might have mentioned he was looking at it, probably missed the entry.
Probably.
AMD is going to keep that one on there, and let's see what you guys have this morning, guys. Let's go over here to the chat. Ross,
I understand
AMD.
he took a small trade on AMD.
Oh, he did. Okay. Yep. I think he took a small trade, maybe got stopped out or something. I remember he regretted the move. Tesla. Let's take a look at that one. Alfredo is giving us Tesla this morning. All right, what do we have here? Yeah, Tesla's good. Possible continuation. Daily's nice on that one as well. Tesla's good. AMD is good. Oxy. Let's take a look at Oxy today. If there's any news, this can be good. Not doing a whole lot right now. Very light on volume. Had a decent day yesterday, but again, I won't give this too much credit because we had tons of stocks that were trading so much cleaner than this one, right? On the fence, maybe a possible on Oxy. AMD is strong. That's good. AHPI is low flow at 3.5. This I don't like this low flow the way this is setting up, guys. Right? Look at the way this is setting up right now. You got 1 million.
I'll throw out your no.
Yeah, no on this. You got the 1 million here. You got this one pop. I hate this here. This one initial pop, and then does nothing. Be careful.
These are low floats I won't even look at for the most part. I mean, if it pops up later on a scanner or something, that's one thing. You got this one pop. It's not shortable, which risky as hell, shorting a low float anyway.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's just died ever since. All the volume, all the action was earlier, and now it's just coming back to earth.
Yeah, yeah. So don't get caught in these fake outs, man. You see this here, oh, you think it's as a base here, it's gonna break out right back down. It's gonna break out right back down. And you see this trend the entire time here. People are getting faked out left and right. Adding to their position. Don't be that guy. Don't be that girl. Just stay away from this crap. We'll find something better. RRELI. See, although this is a little bit choppy and you gotta be very careful. This looks better. I'd rather see this, right? Where you're seeing this constant push up, breaking new highs. This is what you want to see. And careful chasing that as well, right? Very, very careful. All right, Nvidia we have on deck. Very good. Okay, let's go over to YouTube. What do we guys have? AMD we have. That's good. Baba for reversal. Let's take a look at Baba. No, it's just stuck here, guys. Baba. It hasn't really done much. Very light on volume. We gotta wait for some news to break out, either in for their company or any Chinese news that can move this. But I don't see a lot going on it right now. I don't think it's a good one. BBIO this morning. It's starting to get interesting as we trying to get here to the highs. This is a low flow though, right? Actually no, 103 million shares float. I'll put it as a possible. It definitely has got some news. Usually these bigger floats don't move like this. Oh, they had a big drop here from 40 down to 14. Maybe looking to close this gap. Overreaction sometimes. Who knows?
They had a drug news, I believe, yesterday that came out that phase 3 trial sucked. So they got hammered on that yesterday with that massive drop. I hate trading these. It's the same. ALK is the same thing. It was another biotech that failed a trial, and it has this massive drop. It just usually they end up dead, man. They don't do squat. I wouldn't watch this myself.
It'll be chopping around, just moving sideways, giving you all these kind of fake outs. So be careful with that. Let's take a look at Allo, ALLO this morning. That is from Christopher there. No.
Dude,
Oh,
I'm gonna listen.
no.
I'm not joking.
Yeah.
Anybody that throws out Allo again, I'm muting.
Getting banned?
Or I'm banning you on YouTube.
Oh,
Done.
no. This is no good, guys. No good.
I'm not joking.
It's just no good.
They intentionally throw it out because it's garbage.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah, no, this is garbage.
I'm tired of it.
Norm's had enough, guys. I'm with you, man. Let's look at Macy's here. Macy's, unless there's news, guys, I am not a fan of it having it on my list. I don't see nothing happening now. 62,000 shares traded. It's not much going on there. MRO on fire yesterday. MRO, let's see. Nothing going on today. Yeah, but yesterday, this is the SPY basically right here. Unless they had any news, I won't give them that much credit when we had so many things doing so well. So, and today, definitely not anything that I'm going to have on my list, right? I just think you can find better opportunities out there. And there's not a lot on here today. Roku, very choppy yesterday. This morning, I don't see anything happening. Their daily's choppy as well. They can trade well, but it doesn't look like they have anything going on right now. So I will stay away from Roku. TWOO, as far as breakouts, TWOO.
RELI's cranking again, by the way.
I see the volume picking up here, 38%. TWO, no volume here, guys. Pretty light right now. What I missed? RELI.
Over on YouTube, customer support says I woke up on the wrong side of the hallway. I actually I've meant to call it out before because it was okay the first time or two, but you guys, Chris keeps calling out ALLO. Carlos pulls it up. Nothing's happening. It was funny once or twice. No.
Yeah. I agree. All right, guys. Nothing else to see here. For the most part, as far as tickers, right? Let's do one more. APPS. That is a scary one, guys. That is a scary one. Careful, please. Yeah. This is spread is not great. You got this one pop here with very light volume. They don't trade a whole lot of volume, as you can see that here below 5 million looks like. Just be careful. It's moving though, man. It is moving. Careful on that one. Maybe a possible, but what's the news on it? Do we have news? It's a big pop just coming in at 835 here. Big pop. Let's see.
Strategic partnership with Google.
Oh, they got the big name in there. That's obviously going to do something for them. All right, let's keep it on here. We'll come back to that one. All right. I think we're good, guys. Let's go take a look at our announcements.
We're good, but we're terrible.
Oh no, yeah, this is not great. No, I'm gonna actually pull up the web page. We'll do that to go over the webinars that we have. I think that's the most up to date, and then we'll go from there. So, guys, as I'm doing this over on YouTube, please hit that thumbs up. Appreciate it very much. It does help us out a ton. If you want to see what webinars are coming up for us, you can come over to our website. Come over here, click on webinars, and if you click on this is constantly updated. You'll see the most recent webinars are coming up for our community. So. Yesterday we had our onboarding class. Thank you for joining down. We had our tech class. We had a lot of fun there.
COVID and all, man. You're a trooper, brother.
Oh, dude, it started last night. The guys on that were onboarding with me, I had to stop and get some drink because it was just going nuts. But here, guys, let's go over our Tuesday stuff, and then we'll go over to our regular announcements.
Yeah, so Tuesdays, 8 p.m., our strategy webinars. You're going to notice a little bit of tweaks coming in the start of the year, how these are organized, and maybe we dig into that next week. But tonight, 8 p.m., you've got already talking about hedging strategies, and then next Tuesday at 8 p.m., you're going to have John talking about trading breakouts. All right. Tomorrow night, instead of psychology, Jared's going to be making up his gap trading webinar. So that'll be at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Then next week, Dr. Kenneth Reed on market dynamics. Part 2, matchers and mismatchers. That's very descriptive. All right, just a reminder, all the Super Chat, Super Sticker revenue for December is going to Shriners Children's Hospitals. Don't forget about StockTradingSimulator.com. It is our free web-based application. You can go and do replay trading on there. Give it a shot. Be sure to sign up at the bottom. Put your email in to get homework assignments from Eamon and Simon. And then we've also still got the holiday sale going on. Holidays 40. You can get 40% off the annual Elite membership along with a month of DAS Simulator. And if you're watching on YouTube and haven't been in the chat, go to the homepage at bearbulltraders.com. Scroll about halfway down. You'll see that test drive now button. You can click on it. Use the promo code premarket24 for a discount. It'll give you 7 calendar days, 5 trading days in the room. Only charges you once. Does not recur.
All right. Thank you very much, Norm. All right, just looking at APPS here, man, just taking off here, going from 67 to 68.50. Price action is very wild right now, so be mindful of that, but definitely in play this morning. All right, let's take a look what we have, guys. Not a whole lot. We have Apple here, which is very nice this morning. Great pre-market action, volume coming in nicely, dropping today. Pretty good here. Let's remove some of these levels. I have Nvidia. Man, I'm heavy on the tech side. There's really nothing else that I like so far. AMD here, and I have Tesla also all dropping. Is the SPY dropping a little bit here? Yes, it is. How about the travel sector? American Airlines. How about nothing happening there. CCL, nothing happening there either. So they're pretty quiet. All right, let's do levels for these, and then we'll go back to the chat and see if you guys have anything else that we might be able to look at. So starting with Apple. This morning, excuse me, guys. Apple high of the pre-market. We're looking at 181.25. That's a beautiful thing right there. Very close to the all-time highs, which is sitting, what is it, 182-ish, 14. I don't have the exact number, but that looks to be around that area. And then outside of that, you got your previous day close. You got tons of levels down here, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. I don't think you really need to add anything else. What I will add, though, maybe could be a good one, is this one right here, this 179.86, and it might be 180. But if you look at this here, guys, you see a lot of area of resistance happening there. This was also a previous day close for a couple of days. So that could be interesting on the way back down here if we are going to go deep into the red area for Apple this morning. So pretty good stuff happening there. Love the pre-market action, guys. And Apple just has been so clean to trade on both ends of the field, right? Whether you're going short or long here. It's just been so clean. You can see that on the daily here. You're getting runs, right? You're getting these nice little runs here, whether it's up or down. You're getting great continuation on Apple. And man, pre-market already looking very nice. Here is Nvidia also putting in a great pre-market activity, which has been doing that for the last couple of weeks. Actually, before before leaving. I'm not sure how it's been the last 2 weeks, but I know before I left on vacation, this thing was doing pretty well. 314.58 is the high of the pre-market. Above this, guys, we are looking at 324. 324.70 might be 325, but again, right on here, got a couple of levels slamming against that, a couple of daily slamming against that, and also 332.83 is a good one. Highs and lows from the last 2 trading days are doing a pretty good job, so you're pretty much set there. Here's AMD. AMD, nice little run here, high of the pre-market at a 156.30. Above that, you do have an area here on the daily 160, and obviously all the way up here 164. Is that the all-time highs? 164.40-ish. Yep, looks like all-time highs there. So again, tech companies being really, really nice the last couple of days. Here, looking very good. Highs and lows from the last 2 trading days on AMD. We'll see where this goes today. Everything getting a little bit of a drop right now. With the overall market, I believe. Here's Tesla, which was, again, just amazing yesterday. You saw the nice trade at Andrew, and a couple of you guys had as well, not just Andrew. So a couple of you guys also take that trade with him and did very well. 1167 is the level we have up here on the daily. That looks very good. Up here we have 1202, and then all the way up here we do have 1244. So a couple of levels towards the top in case we are going to run. Right now we're just slamming against the highs from yesterday, a little bit of a pullback at the moment. We'll see if we can get back up there and hopefully crush some of these levels here today. Secondary list, we have Mrna. Mrna is dropping down here as far as levels. I think we're pretty much set. Highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. I am going to mark down the low of the pre-market. We'll be ready for this one. I don't think it's really in play today. We have it as a possible. Oxy is definitely not in play today. We'll just keep it on here, see if anything changes. BBIO, see, starting to look very nasty now, right? You have these horrible wicks. Look at these horrible wicks you're getting here. Every time it tries to push up, it gets slammed back down. You don't want to see that. That is a great way to get stopped out. This thing drops here. What is this? 20 cents, 12.50 down to at least 12.33. Yeah, just gotta be careful with this stuff. Not like what I'm seeing here. I'm actually gonna remove this one, guys. It is just not trading well with the way these candles are being formed. APPS, wow, hitting 70.47 here, guys. High of the pre-market. This thing is hot for sure. Going to the left here to get some levels. We do have another level at 67.54. You do have to be careful with this one, although again, you got a nice catalyst on this thing. It's moving very aggressive. The pullbacks are $2 on this thing, so just be mindful with the number of shares you take here. You want to make your money, on the move, not on the number of shares you're taking, right? Very important. So you could take a very small size here and do very well if it goes in your direction. What you don't want to do is take a huge size and have this, do a couple of ticks against you, and now you're in a messy situation, right? So just keep that in mind here. You do not need a whole lot to get going here. The spread is brutal. If you're trading pre-market, be very, very careful. I mean, you probably got to get in with a limit order anyways to protect yourself, but that's a 30 cents per spread right there. So just be careful. Be mindful of that. The low flow for today is taking off here. 8.7 million shares being traded now. This is up 36%. Definitely in play, guys. Look how beautiful this thing is looking here. Looking to push higher. So we'll keep an eye on that one. All right, guys, let's take a look at what our moderators are looking at this morning. Wow, it's only 9 a.m. We don't have much moderators list at this time. It's way too early. Only Eamon has his list. Bank of America, PFE, DKNG, Fubo, and Mrna. But we need more. We need a little bit more time for the moderators to put their list together. We're done a little bit early because there's not a whole lot to look at. So let's go back to you guys. What do you guys have this morning that you like? Let's go over here to Prince Trader. You're giving us NKLA. NKLA had a good pre-market activity yesterday. Oh, hold on. Let's make sure we link this correctly. NKLA. I'm not sure, man. Not sure about this one. Daily looks interesting, right? Had a huge drop yesterday. Maybe a possible continuation today. We do have shares for sure. It could be interesting. Let's get rid of some of these levels. NKLA. Definitely the last 2 days been trading a little bit better than it has in the past, right? You can see that here in the candles. So that could be interesting. Hold on a sec.
That apps is wild, man. That's a
Dude.
50-cent trade.
Yeah.
Get rich or die
madness.
trying. That's
Yes. Look at this. careful, man. Careful. This thing is just wild. Microsoft, do we look at Microsoft? I mean, I have so many tech companies on my list already. I don't want to add any more. Microsoft is another one that you could put on there too. I already have Apple, Nvidia. I mean, I'm so tech heavy here, guys. It's not even funny. Anything else outside of tech that we have? Looking at everybody else's list, they're doing the same thing, right? Tiffany is looking at Nvidia, Apple, and Tesla. Dima is looking at Apple and AMD. Mike is looking at Apple, Microsoft, and Facebook. Let's take a look at Facebook. So kind of the same theme
Facebook's
as
not doing
far,
squat.
yeah, as far as what we're looking at,
Not right now.
it's all tech stuff. So please respond to our Jared. Claus ignoring. Oh no. Jared, I'm not ignoring your messages. Where are your messages? They should be in color.
I don't see any. I don't see anything.
Uh,
I
no,
don't.
Jared, you haven't said anything.
His watch list.
Oh, where is it? Oh, dude, I did not know that was a watch list. I missed that. Jared, here's Jared. So he's going to be looking at a Tesla, Facebook, AMD, energy stocks secondary list, AMC, and Mrna. And obviously he's looking at some breakout ranges on the QQs and all-time highs, bullish, possible stuff happening there. Tesla and PDH. So, yeah, that's Jared's list there. Yeah, sorry, Jared, about that. That was more of an announcement. I didn't look at that. You had some tickers in there. mRNA, let's take a look. mRNA, no, I don't think it's really in play. We seem better.
What's going to happen to mRNA when everybody gets COVID and they're sick for a day and a half? It's no big deal like you, and then it's over with.
Yeah, that is this thing is going to
I'm
drop back
curious
down to
about
reality.
that. Watch that going into next year.
Yeah, yep, I agree 100%. I mean, and it started to do so already, right? Well, my battery's low, but yeah, all these COVID plays are going to be interesting in mid next year. Where they're going to be at.
I've never known so many people that have COVID like that have in the last week and a half.
Yes,
It's quite
yes.
amazing.
Everybody I
And
know.
nobody is that sick. Everybody's like, it kind of sucks for a day or two.
Yeah, it's just a regular cold. I mean, I had a fever for a couple of hours, and the fever is gone this morning, so not a big deal. What will suck is if we hang out again, and and we're getting sick all over again. Not crazy sick, but just constantly getting a fever. That will suck, even having a vaccine. So, hopefully that's
Mike,
not the
do you have
case.
COVID?
Mike has
Are you-
COVID. Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah.
Okay.
He's quarantining in the Dominican Republic.
I
spoke
saw
to
he
him
went to
and-
a hotel or whatever. I figured that
Yeah.
was what it was, but okay, it makes sense.
Well, he's on
It's
vacation.
amazing.
He's on vacation, and hopefully
Yeah, I
that
know,
doesn't
I
mess
know.
him
Well,
too much.
he is, but he's not. It's brother-in-law passed away, and I know he's got a lot of that going
Yeah.
on too down
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah. All right, guys. We are pretty much set, I think, here. How about YouTube? What do we have? CNX. What is it? No. As long as breakout from where? There's nothing to break out here from. I mean, even the daily, guys, it is so brutal. If you're looking for a breakout on this ticker here, it can be very painful for this to happen. There's just nothing going on. Nothing going on this ticker there. So you want to see a breakout, you have to have some kind of movement. TGT, no. It depends how you're trading. For the way we trade, this is not good. If you're looking for a swing maybe, and you think this is the basis finding here, and you got some information maybe, but for the most part, this is not looking good for a day trade. Rivian, I know, was very active yesterday. Rivian had a good day yesterday. Again, you just had so many stocks yesterday. It was such a great day. Maybe today is going to be not so great because we took advantage of stuff yesterday. Rivian here, not doing a whole lot today though. Doesn't look great pre-market, but that could change because yesterday, look at the pre-market action yesterday. Didn't do anything. Did not do anything. So Lucid, we haven't looked at Lucid in some time. This is Lucid. This is yesterday's pre-market action. This is yesterday. Yeah, so yesterday, not giving them that much credit. Everything was good yesterday. This morning, I don't like their daily. Their daily has gone from some really good movement here in the last 2 months to just kind of chopping around here. So continuation on Lucid might be a little bit tough. I think the fun, at least for now, might be slowing down on Lucid at the moment. So
It's just in a consolidation. We'll see.
Yeah,
Who knows when it'll break out of that.
that's what we need to wait for. That breakout. I don't see it as anything overly exciting right now. The way it's being set up, right? You got some volume on it, but that's not looking too good. MP, no, MP is no good. CCL short play. I mean, who knows? It could be a short or long, but I don't think it's really in play right now. Maybe it'll get better later. I'll put it on here just to keep an eye on it. Finally, I put something that's not in the tech world, right? CCL. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Norm, anything on your end what do you have on your list, Norm? Do you have anything that's
I'm not going to trade today. I'm essentially taking this week off for the most part.
okay? AMC, I missed that one. AMC, no, I think AMC is again, just not having any fun here at all. Even yesterday, with everything moving well, it looks a little bit choppy in here. Yeah, I don't like AMC at all this morning. That does not look good. Okay, guys, I think we're pretty much set. I know it's early. I don't want to shut it off just yet on YouTube. We got a couple of minutes left. Let's talk about life or something. What can we do?
New Year's resolutions. What are the best ones you guys have?
New Year's resolution. Yes. PLTR.
Calvin's asking why I'm taking this week off. My wife is off from work between the holidays. I've got my son home. I just, I didn't want to take off from the pre-market show and burden the rest of the group in the middle of the holidays. So I thought I'd do this, and I do a couple other tasks, but for the most part, I'll be hanging out with my family.
Yep, good deal, man. Enjoy. Let's talk about Apple's. No, don't get me started, Jason. Do not get me started. Let's talk about Apple still using Lightning connectors and not USB-C. It's just, it kills me. That they do that. It's just whatever. But it makes them a lot of money. Their reasoning for it is that they don't want people to use unoriginal cables that are not made from them. Listen, if you're going to use a bootleg cable, you're going to do it no matter what. That's not going to stop you from doing that.
What are we talking about?
The iPhone's using the Lightning cable instead of a USB-C.
Oh,
yeah. So yeah, don't get me started on that stupidity.
I thought did something change? The EU came out and said because of a monopoly issue that they had to change it. I thought that was going to happen at some point.
There's some countries that want them to change it. They're pushing them, but Apple's like, no, they're not doing it. But yeah, I saw that. There's some stuff where it says it makes no sense.
That was a done deal.
The iPad Pro does use. I have iPad Pro. It does use a USB-C, but the new phones they do not. They still got the Lightning. So I'm not sure if that's going to change for the next version that comes out. I'm not sure. Who knows? All right, here's Thor. Nothing big today on his watch list, but he's looking at SPY, CCL, Apple, and AMD this morning. Nothing different than what we have here, guys. I mean, we're pretty much got our watch list this morning. I think every moderator is watching almost the same thing. Apple, Nvidia, AMD, Tesla, and CCL. How is RELI doing? It's trying to hold here at 730 or so. Let's see what that does. Careful on that one, guys. Low flow of the day right now. Very active. Has 10 million shares traded for the most part. Okay, I think we're set. No IPOs from Peter. One SPAC just coming out this morning, but no IPOs being thrown out here. So that is what we have for today. All right, guys. I think we're pretty much set right now. Anything that we have to cover, I think we are good. Tonight's webinar, we do have Success Webinar 8 p.m. tonight, so do not forget that. We will be having, who's on the webinar tonight? I know you mentioned it. It's Artie, right? Is it Artie, I think? Let me just confirm. Yes, it is Artie, 8 p.m. tonight. Hedging strategies for major market conditions. So do not miss that one. It's going to be in the webinar.
Artie's fantastic.
Yeah, he knows his stuff, man. He's really, really good. So looking forward to that one. If you can make it at 8, the recording will be available, but it's always great to be in the live environment. One, you get to support the presenter, and also you get to ask questions if you have any. It's a great way to be able to do that. Peter's watch list, AMD, and nothing else.
Something will happen. Something will happen today. So, what's the best? What's the best Christmas present somebody got? I'm hoping I see Ferrari or something up there.
Oh yeah. What do we have? Definitely want to see that.
Anybody? Socks. Jared,
A
that's
couple of people with socks, huh? All right,
a loving
coasters.
wife. Yeah, it's sweet and all. Ferrari, I I love my wife, but
RTX 3080. How did you get a hold of that? Those things are like very hard to get a hold of.
a bidet. Love it. New smoker, it's a good one.
Tickets to the Miami Heat against who? That's nice.
Everyone needs a bidet.
All right, guys.
I'm not seeing many great Christmas presents.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm a PS5. I'm not seeing anything off the
I
wall.
know you can actually find a PS5 these days.
I'm not seeing anything off the wall, but yeah.
Oh, there you go. LBS
Where is
wins
it?
the day. Trigicon SRO red dot for your rifle. Nice.
Nice. Enjoy.
Grandchild, that is the winner. Bob,
Yeah, by
congrats.
far. Yeah. Congrats, man. Congrats. Another trading monitor. That could be good or bad. Who knows?
Yeah, it could go either way.
Could go either way.
I would say the grandchild takes the cake. That's better than a Ferrari.
Yes, agreed. Guys,
Kim.
thank you so much for joining us over on YouTube. We're gonna go ahead. Phoenix Suns. That's not bad. So it should be a good game. We're gonna go ahead and continue here in the chat room. Again, we're starting off a little bit weak with this watch list. It will get better. We always find something to trade. I mean, yesterday wasn't great neither, and look how things turn out. You had a lot of beautiful runs here. Starting after some started in the pre-market, some after the bell. So we'll see. Right now, recap of our watch list. We have Apple, which is probably one of the best ones on our list, looking really good. This pre-market, great volume. We have Nvidia, which is okay. AMD, so Tesla, and we also have CCL. So not a crazy list. Eyes on scanners to see what comes up here as well.
I agree.
Our gappers list still pretty much the same. Nothing, nothing has.
An ISIG popped up. We never looked at that, did we? It's got 4 shares to trade.
Oh. Look at this, man. 12 to 16, just like that.
Yeah,
wow.
That's terrifying, frankly.
It's scary. Careful, guys. With 300,000 shares.
Run. Run.
Guys, YouTube, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Hit that thumbs up. It helps us a whole lot. We always love to be between 250 and 300. If we can help us do that, we appreciate it very, very much. We'll see you again tomorrow at 8 a.m. starting with Jared, engineering the markets, and then from there, Norm and I, and then we'll get into our live trading. So we'll continue here in the chat room. Take care over on YouTube, and thank you for joining us this morning.
Take care, guys. Trade safe.